Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us for a Healer Within live practice sampler. We are so happy to be bringing you these opportunities to practice safely in your home. For more online practice opportunities, you can reference our list of virtual practice groups, or VPGs, at our website, healerwithinfoundation.org, under the Practice Groups tab at the top of our homepage. Our presenter today is Antoinette Horn, Tony, as I refer to her. She's a retired healthcare administrator and an IIQTC Tai Chi Easy senior trainer. She's also a Healer Within Foundation board member emeritus. She's joining us today from her home in Westlake, Ohio. We're so happy to have her here. You can find out more about Antoinette and her online practice offerings through our VPG list or at her website, which is AntoinetteHorn.com. We'll post this contact information for your reference on our Facebook page after our time together today. Tony, thank you so much for joining us and leading us in practice this afternoon. I believe we are about ready to begin. And to you, Tony.
Welcome, greetings. Welcome everyone, greetings. Happy Earth Day. Did you realize April 22nd, 1970 was the original Earth Day? That's 50 years ago. And at that time, there were about 20 million people that actually demonstrated around the cities, on the college campuses, trying to raise awareness of the importance to take care of Earth. That resulted in the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency. It resulted in some of the Clean Air Acts, the water, taking care of our water, listing of species of animals that were having a chance of extinction, and many of the things that we see today. So I want to say happy Earth Day, and certainly we want to cherish our Earth. We want to take care of our Earth. So when I think of Earth, I think of the word Tai Chi, and it means supreme harmony or balance. And we know Earth is always seeking that harmony and balance. And that's how it stays healthy. And just like ourselves, we want that harmony, balance, and we want to stay healthy. So today, I'm going to talk about self-care as health-care. So lately, we've been hearing a lot in the news, and we'll hear a lot about physical disease management. And I'd kind of like to balance that with a little bit more discussion on self-care and how that enhances and promotes health and wellness. And what I'm talking about is self-care, meaning body, mind, spirit, whole person care. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Now, I grew up in Ohio, and even growing up, I had some awareness of choices in my lifestyle and how it might impact my health. So maybe the general things about diet or exercise or getting enough sleep, maybe choices about alcohol, choices about drugs. But I don't think I really made that connection to the whole person and how taking care of my whole self, body, mind, and spirit would really enhance my overall wellness. Then in about 2004, the light kind of went on. I was working in healthcare, and one evening I went to a Severance Hall, kind of the home of the world-class Cleveland Orchestra, for a lecture, and Deepak Chopra was speaking that night. And he's a medical physician, but he wasn't just talking about medical care. He was talking about how important it is to take care of the body, the mind, and the spirit, and how our healthcare workers were burned out and stressed. And if we're not well, how can we take care of others? So he really started that discussion that we didn't need just the Western model, but we needed those healing practices from the East too. So about that same time, about 2004, that's when I also heard about Tai Chi and Qigong. And it was like, wow, here's the core things we can do, maybe breath practice, massage, gentle movement, and meditation. And as we do those practices, it can actually enhance our wellness and our well-being. I also learned, gosh, they're evidence-based. You know, you do these practices and you might sleep better, a little more balance in your life, body, mind, spirit, little stress reduction, maybe activates your immune system, enhance that overall vitality. It was like, wow, we can do this and it's free. We can do it anytime. It's easy and things we can each learn. So I kind of got hooked on it. So that brings me through the years and to today, again, for us to talk about self-care practices, and that self-care is healthcare. So in this sampler, I'm going to do a little walkthrough of some breath practices, some massage, gentle movement, and closing with a meditation. So join me and we'll have a good time doing it together. So let's start initially with breath practice. So adjust your alignment a little bit. And we know how important breathing is. Gosh, when we were born, first thing that happens, we take a breath. When we die, last thing that happens, our last breath. In between is all that life. So we know we can live maybe 45 days without food, maybe 7 without water, but only a couple minutes without the breath. So the way we breathe really makes a difference on our wellness and on our health. So initially we adjusted our alignments. We're going to talk about abdominal breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. So what I want you to do is just put your tongue on the roof of your mouth and then just take an inhale in, 2 inhales. Pause for a little moment between that breath and then a slow, relaxed exhale. And then repeat. So 2 in, filling our stomach, filling a little bit going up into our rib cage, and then a slow exhale. So if you put your hands on your stomach, you can feel as you take that breath in, your stomach's going to go out a little bit. 2 in, little pause between breath, and a slow exhale. So let's do a couple of those slow, relaxed breaths while I talk through a little bit more about what's actually happening. So as we take that breath in, our stomach's filling and our diaphragm goes down a little bit, leaves a little bit more room for our lungs to breathe. And meanwhile, a little filtering is going on in our nose, producing a little nitric acid, which kind of has a positive impact on viruses, on immune health in our stomach. So just let's take 2 breaths in and then exhale. Now it only takes about 5 deep breaths to really turn on that medicine within, turn on that relaxation response. But it's really not about just your stomach going in and out. Let's put your hands on your rib cage, the last couple ribs on the bottom there. Have your fingers there. So as you're taking those breaths in, you want to feel your rib cage is expanding. That's what's, as that diaphragm goes down, that's what's allowing that extra space in the lungs. And then a slow exhale. So in through your nose again. Notice that you get that expansion in the rib cage, a little towards the side, a little towards the back, and then that slow exhale that comes navel to spine, coming back in. So you can see my fingers, they'll kind of expand a little bit out. Pause, and then exhale. So put your hands back down on your legs again to relax your shoulders and just continue doing a couple breaths that way. 2 in, little pause, and exhale. So when we're doing abdominal breathing, we want to do it so that it's light. It's very, we're not really hardly hearing it as we take that breath in. a little deeper than normal, a little pause between the breath, and then a slow exhale, a little bit longer than the inhale. So 2 more. So even though I don't have my hands on my rib cage, I can still feel that rib cage expanding and then contracting. Okay, another thing that we can do, and I'll talk you through it initially. You just continue doing a couple slow breaths and I'll tell you what we're going to do next. So we'll take a breath in and then we'll pause. And then as we exhale, we're going to hum on the exhale. So we're going to be, and then we're going to pause. We're going to take another inhale. And then we're going to exhale. And then we're going to repeat. And what's nice about that is when we take that breath in, pause, and then we exhale humming. A little extra nitric oxide is forming in our nasal cavities, and again, sinking down to that stomach, impacting that gut health, activating that immune response. So then when we take that breath in through our nose again, that nitric acid that we produce sinks down. So let's do a few breaths like that together. So breath in, pause, and hum. Breath in through our nose, and exhale. Breath in again. Exhale, humming. Pause. Regular breath in. And out. And in again. Exhaling with the hum. Regular breath in. Exhale. And one more time. Breath in. Pause. Humming. Pause. And then just a few breaths on our own again, natural breathing. So if we think about our breath during the day, anytime we can think of doing it, concentrate on the breath of doing it light, slow, and deep, and that abdominal breathing. The more you're always breathing through your nose, the more filtration that's going to happen versus if we just breathe through our mouth and it goes directly down to our stomach and we don't have that filtration going on. So that's a simple breath practice that we can do together. Let's take one sigh relief. And one more. Okay, let's move in. Now let's talk about maybe a simple massage we can do. Let's rub our hands together. Make a little heat between those hands. And then let's just use our thumb. And we can apply a little pressure. On the other side, use your fingers along that hand. You can do a little pressure down each finger, then the side of that nail bed kind of snapping off. So you're having that constriction and then that release, sending that energy through the body. Our hands are its own little microsystem connected to all of our other organs. So as we massage our hands, we're actually sending energy to other parts of our body. So you can go into that web area of your hand. You can kind of stroke down your thumb. Kind of go right into that connected to that lung meridian, maybe that middle finger going up to that pericardium. Doesn't really matter that you know all the meridians, you just know if you're massaging your whole hand, you're going to be getting that impact. So kind of wring it out and then massage a little bit along your wrist. Important area. Come over to our other hand. Same thing when we're massaging, we can just put pressure. We can do kneading. Can even do a little tapping. It's all about noticing if there's any sore spots and knowing that it's connected to other parts of our body and we're sending energy at a distance. Kind of massage through, down your fingers, in between those bones, into that web area. Pressure, 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 snapping off the top. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Okay, so we can certainly think of times where we can be massaging our hands during the day, but oh my gosh, right now with all the hand washing we're being asked to do, what if we also did mindful hand washing? You know how they're suggesting that we wash our hands and we spend 2 minutes doing it and that we at least sing happy birthday twice. So let's think about that. If every time we were washing our hands, we're actually singing happy birthday. So we're all going to have a birthday this year. Our friends are going to have a birthday. So let's think about that. It could be happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you. Swishing it around. Coming over our other hand, maybe with a hum. And then you could have that smile on your face and you could wipe your hands on the towel and say, wow, I can do that. I got a little humming, got a little mindful hand washing and have a little fun with it. So that's kind of a nice, fun thing to do. All right, let's stand up and let's just jiggle a little bit. I think during this self-distancing and self-quarantine, we're maybe sitting down a little bit more than we want to. So just kind of shake it out. Maybe a blither. Just letting it go. Like all good. And then just put your hands on that lower dantian and pause for a moment and just kind of notice how you feel between that energy when you're bouncing around and then that stillness. So it's Earth Day. Let's think of ourselves as a tree. Okay, so really ground yourself. Let's talk about our 3 and 10-fold adjustments. Ground yourself so your feet are maybe deeply rooted in the ground. You can feel maybe 3 feet down, 10 feet down, really down there. Your stomach's tucked in a little bit, like that bowl of fruit's not going to fall out, or like you're sitting on a bar stool. Little room underneath your arms, your chin a little tucked in, kind of the weighting towards the earth. Then imagine a string of pearls kind of pulling up from the top of your head, giving it a little lengthening on the top part. So we have a little extra space in our body. Then visit what's going on with our breath. Can we still have those slow, relaxed breaths? Those nice abdominal breaths. And then third intentful adjustment, invite your mind into the present. Chinese, we kind of talk about that state of cheerful indifference. We're here right now, just kind of mirror what I'm doing, but you do it in a nice, relaxed way. So let's go from this standing posture and take it into a little bit of motion. Let's have our palms at our side and gently flowing motion, arms coming up about shoulder high, turning over, exhaling. So initially, breath in, and then exhale. So if you're comfortable, as you come forward, you can come up on the ball of your feet a little bit. And as you exhale and come down, your toes kind of come out of the ground a little bit. So think of yourself as that tree. We're nice grounded in the earth. What kind of tree would you be? Are you that steadfast oak? Or maybe you're that willow, that flexibility, just kind of flowing back and forth. Or maybe you're that flowering magnolia. Yesterday I saw a beautiful pink magnolia on my walk. I think I'll be the magnolia today. So our spine, with a Tai Chi pole in the center, that energy that comes down from the top of our head right through our core, right into the ground. Let's take this flowing motion and pause it for a moment and just do a few exercises for our spine. So a little side bend and coming back up the other way. Slow, relaxed breath. So you get that compression, kind of pumping the lymph fluid as you go down to one side, coming back up. Nice lengthening on the other side. If you want, you can also use your arm, kind of listen to your body, what's comfortable for you. But we know all of our organs and systems come off of our spine, so we want to keep that spine healthy. And in any given day, we're standing up and down or maybe walking back and forward, but we're not really exercising our spine each direction. So there's side to side. Let's put our palms together, and this time we'll go stretch up and out. So breath in, turn those palms over, stretch up. Tense as we're coming out. When we get to the shoulder, just relax it and exhale. So stretching that spine up. Have that space between those discs, like you're fluffing a pillow. And again. And then exercising our spine just a little bit forward and backwards. So this one, we take a breath in, we open up, so we're tilting back a little bit. It's really just this lower part of my back. It's not the whole weight of my head going back like a bowling ball. We're just opening up that heart-mind area, and then we're exhaling and just rolling that spine forward, just about to the heart-mind area. Putting a little tension there for a moment, and then relax it as you roll back up. Another inhale, and exhale. Back up. And exhale. Really tensing everything. Coming back up. Bringing our hands down to our lower dantian again. And now the spine side to side. So like ringing the temple bell. Just, your spine's like that sponge, and you're just wringing it out, allowing that space. Side to side. And then pause it. Hands on the lower dantian. Again, breath on your own, noticing the movement and then the stillness. Let's rub our hands together again. And we're going to clear our small space. And we're going to combine it with tendon stretching. So let's stretch out our hands in front of us, palms up, tense, and then down, little finger way out, thumb in, and then relax it. And another breath, stretching out to the side, up, down, out, thumb in, relax it. Above us, up, down, little finger out, thumb in, relax it. Up, down, little finger out, in, relax it. So let's do that one more time. So initially we're clearing that small space so we can actually be calm at the center. But now let's do it thinking, inviting our mind. What's our mind thinking about as we do that? So we take a breath, we push out, up, down, in, out. And this time we're pushing away any of those should be's. We're trying to say, okay, I'm not going to make those judgments. I'm going to just let that pass me by. Allows me to stay calm at the center. Going to go out to the side. Now I'm pushing away any of those like it was, the way it was, all those in the past kind of thinking. So up, down, in, out. I'm going to cherish the memories, but I'm not going to stay frozen in the past. Coming forward. And then clearing my small space above me. Up, down, in, out. I don't want to be stuck in that mental what if space. You know, what if the sky falls? What if that happens? Worry, worry, worry. Nope, not going to be me. Bring that back down, clearing that away. And then finally pushing down, up, down, in, out. That's where I want to stay. That's the what is, that's the now. That's what I have a little opportunity to respond to. So hands on your lower dantian again. And you just kind of reflect on in a given day, where do you mostly spend that time? Are you thinking of the what should be in front of you, making judgments? Or are you going, nope, that's okay. There's a lot of world perspective other than mine. I can take a bigger view. Are you in the what was, frozen in the past? The what if warrior? Or can you actually be right here, right now, in the present moment? That's kind of where we want to be. So breath on your own again. Let's put our feet together. Sink down on this wall side, step out. And we're just gonna, again, 3 intentful adjustments. We're grounded, nice abdominal breath, our mind in the moment. We're just gonna gather from heaven and earth. We're gathering, bringing it up to that heart mind, from the heavens, that openness, showering ourselves with that energy. You know, here we are between heaven and earth, looking for that harmony and balance in ourselves. And bathe ourselves. And come into prayer hands for a moment. And just kind of pause. And then step that foot back in, coming into that closed position. And drift a moment. And I invite you to rub those hands together again. Have a little warmth. And then just separate them a little bit. And just see yourself in that space. Imagine you're just being held there. You're well, you're safe. And then allow that circle, your chi ball, to expand a little bit more, extending out to your family, your friends. You want all of them to be well, and you're wishing them well. A little bit further, looking at animals, trees, nature, on everything there well. Look into our state, all around our state, all around the United States. We're looking for wellness and health for people. And then even bigger, going into our world, going into that whole cosmos. We're looking for health and wellness. And then we just kind of bring it back into ourself again. Knowing anything that you do that enhances that physical well-being, that mental or that psychosocial well-being, how you are in relationship, or that spiritual well-being can enhance that overall wellness and quality of life. So let's send a little healing energy to each other. Rub our hands together, send a little love. So we're gonna rub them together, make a little suction, and then send a chi kiss. Sending it out to you, rubbing them together, making a little suction there. Chi kiss to all of you. And one more, rubbing them together, little suction, chi kiss to all of you. So I thank you for joining us today. I thank the Healer Within Foundation for the work that they're doing and the vision that the Healer Within Foundation has for actually self-healing, wellness, and vitality for everyone. So wishing you the best, my friends. Stay well, stay connected. Abundant blessings.
Thank you so much, Tony. That was a beautiful, beautiful practice. Much appreciated. I'm so glad that you could be with us today. We are going to meet again tomorrow on live here at 1 Pacific and 4 Eastern Time. Our presenter will be IIQTC Tai Chi Easy Senior Trainer David Lehman. So want to thank Tony again. Happy Earth Day to all of you. Want to remind you that you can find Tony's online class information on our VPG list at our website and also at her website, which is antoinetthorn.com. We'll share that contact information with you here on Facebook. You can locate our VPG or virtual practice group list at our website, healerwithinfoundation.org, under the practice groups tab at the top of our homepage. Remember, if you're leading online practice and you'd like to be listed on our virtual practice group listing, please email us at admin@healerwithinfoundation.org or simply send me a message here through Facebook, and we'll discuss how we can get your classes added to the list. So hopefully we'll see you back here tomorrow for a bit more practice with David Lehman. And until then, blessings to each of you. Happy Earth Day, and may all be well.